Hello, good evening, everyone, or good afternoon to you, depends which part of the earth you're in now. So we will wait for a few minutes until everyone will join this webinar room. Okay, so far, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Let me present you myself. My name is Susanna Uzakova, and I am an immigration expert in Athens. So Athens has been in the market for the last more than 30 years by now. We are mainly into citizenship and residency by investment. We do different range of programs like Caribbean citizenship, Antigua, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts, St. Lucia. We do various types of European residencies, Turkish citizenship, Vanuatu citizenship. So we have a very wide range of products to offer to satisfy the needs of the clients. And basically, today's topic is Ultimate Guide for Greece Golden Visa, still available from 250. So let me just give you a little bit a history about what was happening with Greece and with the rest of the European residency market, right? So nowadays, we have a very few programs, very few countries who offer residency by investment in Europe. So these are such countries like Portugal, Spain, Greece, obviously, Malta, Cyprus. So these countries, they do offer investment type of residency. So if we speak about Portugal, Portugal recently canceled the option of offering, let's say, residency through property. So property option from Portugal is fully gone. Spain also offers opportunity to purchase property of minimum €500,000. Also, this property option is going to be cancelled and finished by the end of this year. Cyprus still offering property purchase of €300,000. Greece also still offering property purchase. And nowadays, Greece is offering the lowest possible threshold of 250. So I would say that this is the lowest possible threshold available nowadays in entire Europe. And speaking more about Greece investment options, so we would say that from the 1st of September, we are enjoying the new, let's say, thresholds for the official Greece Golden Program. So basically, now we have all these options. They are all designed for the property purchase. As you can see, this is the minimum 250, 400 and 800. So now I will be giving you a little bit more details. One second, where is that map? I'm sorry, just I think few slides of my presentation are gone. Anyways, this is not the case. Very strange. I used to previously I checked the presentation and I used to have a very clear map. Actually, let me try to open you the map in from my other source, because I want you to have a very clear idea which kind of map and location. So basically, I think you can see the map. So from the 1st of September, basically Greece announced that they are having basically two official thresholds. So the minimum €800,000 is mainly for such destinations, which is Mykonos, Santorini, Athens, obviously, and rest of the big cities, wherever the population of the place more than 3,000 people. So this place is going to be for the threshold of minimum €800,000. And they are having second official threshold, which is 400,000 euro. And this threshold is mainly for small cities and areas which have population below 3,000 people population. So that's why, let's say, the most demanded and the most wanted, let's say, cities in Greece, it's mainly Athens, obviously, Thessaloniki, Halkidiki, Crete. These are basically the destinations where the majority of foreigners, mainly like British, Americans, Indians, Pakistanis, and the rest of the nationalities are looking to purchase property. Because when we're having let's say clients, whoever wants to buy property in Greece, we have two types of the clients. Half of the people, they are looking to purchase property just for the sake of purchasing the property and getting a Greece golden visa. So they will be looking to rent out their property and try to earn the highest possible return of the investment. And we have second type of clients who are basically looking to purchase property for their personal use. Means they will be using these places like their second home or holiday home or whatsoever, right? But still, 800 and 400,000 euro is quite expensive. Mainly if we're speaking about such category of clients who are looking to purchase property just for the sake of getting, let's say, just golden visa. I mean, there are a lot of nationalities, for example, I will be mentioning because, I mean, it's very important for you to understand. Let's say such nationalities like coming from Asia, Indians, Pakistanis, Nepalis, Middle East, Lebanese, Syrians, North Africa, all these nationalities, basically, they do have a passport which doesn't offer them visa-free access to Schengen. So that's why they are looking to get, let's say, any sort of European residency, which will give them unlimited access to the Greece and to the rest of the Schengen. And nowadays, Greece is basically one of the most I would say the easiest options. Because despite that we have two official thresholds, 800 and 400, we are having opportunity of basically purchasing or offering to the clients the property from minimum threshold of 250. And this property, 250, mainly it's going to be such type of property, which is basically first type. It's basically when the property is going to be fully renovated or reconstructed. For example, it's a historical building or probably just an old building, which is going to be purchased by the developing company. And this developing company will fully reconstruct this building. Means they will be even start from building new walls and doing everything from the very beginning. So from one hand, it's going to be absolutely new constructions just with the old concrete. This is how it looks. These are the options for 250. And second part of whatever comes to falls basically into the threshold of 250, all type of property which is going to be converted from commercial to residential. For example, let's say initially the building had a cadastral permission for commercial, and basically the developer has purchased this property and going to be basically converting this property into the residential. So these two types of property are fully eligible for minimum threshold of 250. In our company, we are having mainly 250 options located mainly in Athens, the capital of Greece, and this type of property is mainly located in a very top locations. Like it can be like central, like touristic locations, the center of the Athens. So that's why basically it's a very good option, because when you're purchasing, let's say when you're having a chance of purchasing a historical building, and which is going to be fully reconstructed by the developer. So this, let's say, apartment which you will be purchasing in such building in the future perspective is going to have a very high demand, first of all, for the reselling, and second, definitely for the renting. And the majority of such 250 options, basically, they are coming with a rental guarantee from the developer. And such options, let's say, with the rental guarantee, very quite convenient for all those investors who are not really looking to relocate to Greece, but those who are looking just to purchase the property just for the sake of getting Greece Golden Visa. As per the rules, for example, you might have a question, right? How long are you supposed to keep such property? No matter which threshold you will be purchasing, 254 or 800,000 euro, you need to keep your property as long as you wish to have your residency card. Because initially, Greece Golden Visa is going to be issued straight away for 5 years. So basically, straight away for 5 years, and every 5 years, this residency card is due for the renewal. You can go through the procedure of the renewal easily as long as you have property under your ownership or alternative. Why I'm saying an alternative? Because 5 years period, it's a quite long period of time, right? So you might have a desire, for example, to get rid of your existing property and get another, let's say, alternative property, which you will be using also for rentals, or maybe for your personal use, whatever, like a big villa whatsoever. So you still can purchase, let's say you can substitute the property, but the only you need to make sure that the new property which you're looking to purchase is fully basically as per the new terms and conditions of the Greece Golden Visa rules. This is the only what you have to make sure. Otherwise, I would say out of all existing European residency programs, Greece Golden Visa is the easiest. Why is the easiest? First of all, Greece Golden Visa does not require any source of fund. For example, if we're taking Portugal, if we're taking Spain, if we're taking Cyprus, whatever the investment you're doing in the country, you need to show the source of fund. You need to show the legit, basically, origination of your money. It means that you need to accompany this source of fund with all various bank statements, with all your tax, let's say, reports and etc. So it's basically complicating the story and gives you more hassle, let's say, right? So Greece Golden Visa doesn't require it. And overall, let's say if we're speaking about application and which people basically, which family members you can include. So I would say that you can include a very big amount of your family members, like main applicant can include spouse, children strictly under 21 years old, obviously unmarried, single, and also you can include parents from both sides, from the side of the main applicant and from the side of the spouse. So basically, let's say the entire family, I mean, the immediate relatives are all eligible into one application. And another important thing, for example, if you're going for property purchase of 250, so this purchase of exactly 250 will be covering, let's say, all eligible family members, like family of 6, 7, or 8, whatever the amount of family you have, for example, the amount of family members you have. So it's quite good. And as I said, Greece Golden Visa offers you the lowest investment in the entire European Union. And this is really the truth. 250, this is really the lowest possible threshold. And basically all this reconstruction, renovation, and different types of property which is eligible for 250 gives a very good opportunity for all those who are not really looking to live in Greece, but just getting Greece Golden Visa for the sake of having unlimited access to Greece. And to the Schengen. Obviously, the country of your basement is going to be Greece, obviously, but you are free to travel within the entire Schengen countries, which is 27 countries you can visit visa-free. And obviously, if we will be looking into the original, let's say, immigration law of the Schengen, obviously it says that you can stay in rest of the Schengen countries up to 90 days every 6 months, but But in practice, it's quite different, because in practice, in reality, all this Schengen area and the countries in between, they do not have any borders, they don't have any passport checking points, and they don't have any tracking system which would count, let's say, how many days you stayed in Spain, how many days you spent in Italy, or etc., for example. So that's why basically you can move freely within the entire Schengen with Greece Golden Visa. Basically, I would say the same applies for the rest of the European residency programs, no matter you go for Portugal, Spain, or Greece, for example. Obviously, if you go for Greece Golden Visa, obviously you will be eligible for the you will be eligible basically to for all government schools and universities, so your children can basically enter and study. As I said, residence permit is issued for 5 years. Every 5 years, it's a very easy procedure to run the renewal. You can do this renewal independently by yourself, or you can always seek for the help from our lawyer. We always will be able to help you with that. And another good thing that by having Greece Golden Visa, there is no residency requirement. Basically, there are 0 days you need to spend in Greece. It's up to you. If you wish to visit the country, you can come and visit. You don't have time, you don't have desire, you cannot come. It's absolutely fine. And as I said, it's a visa-free travel to all 28 Schengen countries. It's beautiful, basically. You don't need to care any longer about your Schengen visas. You don't need to think about how to make long stay visa, etc. It's really going to facilitate your travel needs and basically serve you a good advantage. And again, the beauty of Greece Golden Visa, that first of all, you're investing into the property, and this property is fully under your control. You can use this property for your personal use, right? And you can rent it out. And in terms of rentals, as I said, the majority of the developing companies, they have their own management companies who take care of the entire service, and they just offer you the rental guarantee, which is usually between 3 to 4%. I think it's a quite decent amount of earnings you can have. Obviously, there are a lot of advantages of the Greek real estate market. Again, Greece, if you remember, Greece went through a very, let's say, bad crisis, right, in 2009. So now the economy of Greece is getting more strong, and I would say that Greece Golden Visa program brings a lot of direct investment into the country, which supports the economy, makes it stronger. Second, basically, if we're speaking about real estate market, I would say that the most dynamic real estate market is definitely Athens. Why Athens? Athens, first of all, it's the capital of Greece. Second, it's a touristic destination of Greece. For example, if we will be comparing Athens to the rest of the places and islands of Greece, I would say that Athens, the capital of Greece, this is the touristic point which is active 365 days per year, because tourists, they keep coming the entire year. If we're comparing to the islands, so islands, they have a very sharp seasoning. So they are very active from May till the end of September, and rest of the time they are empty. There are no people to rent out your property, and nobody comes to stay there. So that's why Athens, from the perspective of, let's say, purchasing a property, which will be always, let's say, increasing its value, obviously, because when you're purchasing the property when it's under the construction and when it's going to be fully completed, the price is growing for at least like 20-30%, I would say. Second, Athens, it's the capital. Obviously, we have a very big flow of tourists coming to Athens. Second, if we're speaking about local population, so Athens have a lot of companies inside. It has a lot of government authorities and a lot of local population. They are coming from the rest of the parts to Athens for work, right? So all of them, they need property for rental. So that's why they rent property to work during the weekdays, and obviously on the weekend they're all going back home to visit their families. This is how it works. So I would say that Athens as a capital and as a touristic destination has a very higher demand for rentals. So that's why purchasing a property which you will be renting out, it's a very good idea and good investment perspective for the future. If we're speaking about basically the process, how Greece Golden Visa process is looking like, as I said, it looks like a very complicated because there are 16 steps basically how to reach ultimate card, but overall it's quite easy and very straightforward. Obviously, we're starting the process usually from property acquisition. For example, if we have a client, first, what we do, we are trying to identify all his property needs, like what he's planning to do with the property, rentals or personal use, what is his budget, etc. and etc. So first we do the property acquisition. We're trying to make sure that the client will find the property he's looking for. Next, we're signing up for the service agreement with Athens, and we initiate the entire process when we will be basically, the property acquisition starts that we need to reserve a property, right? Usually there is reservation of the property is 10% from the property value. After that, when the property is fully reserved and booked under the after the client, we start basically arranging his personal documents for the Greek Golden Visa. In terms of documents required for the process, also a very simple documents required: your valid passport copies, your birth certificates. Very important that all of the family members, they do have a birth certificate. And if you're applying together with your spouse, you have to make sure you are officially married and you do carry a marriage certificate. So these are the three, let's say, basic documents you will need to initiate and to start your Greek Golden Visa. So as long as these documents are ready, and as soon as the final service, as soon as the final sale and purchase agreement is signed and full property are paid. By the way, very important thing that when you are applying for Greece Golden Visa, for example, you can purchase the property which is on the stage of the construction, right? So this type of property is also eligible for the Greece Golden Visa. But the only disadvantage that if your property is under the construction, still you need to purchase it 100%. Why you need to purchase it 100%? Because we need to present to the immigration authorities of Greece that you have purchased the full property and you're carrying certain certificate of ownership, right? So based on this ownership certificate, along with your all personal documents, we will be submitting your application to the immigration authority. So as soon as immigration authority will approve your documents, Greece will issue something called blue slip. It's a temporal entry visa, which usually serves for the client, for the investor to come along with all his family members to submit biometrics. So this is basically the only time when the client, I mean the investor and his family, must come to Greece basically to submit his fingerprints and his biometrics. That's it. So once biometrics fully submitted, the client and family, they can go back to their home countries, and whenever the residency cards are going to be issued, our lawyer will dispatch these documents to any country you will be letting us know. In terms of property purchase, also can be done fully remote. I would say that 70% of our clients from all over the world, they do property purchase fully remote. Why? For a reason that, let's say 80% of all the property we are offering, they are all under the construction. So factually, if you will be coming to the place, there is nothing to view, it's just the concrete and the construction. You can't go inside the apartment, there is nothing. So that's why usually what we do, our real estate brokers, usually they send a very informative video, or they go to the plot and they open online the video camera and they are showing everything around to the client, up to the street, street up to the whatever the street, whatever the tree, whatever the yard, etc. So everything you can see. And usually this type of, let's say, visual presentation is quite informative for the client to make decision and to conduct their purchase. This is how it works. Otherwise, Greece Golden Visa process is very straightforward and I would say very painless in comparison with other programs like Portugal or Spain or Cyprus. Cyprus is the hardest actually. Okay, so now I would like to take you through the property options which you can purchase for minimum threshold of 250. Once again, I will remind you that 250 is all the property which is going to go through the renovation or reconstruction. So basically, the top developing countries, they just literally gonna rebuild the building from the scratch. And we will be having a very nice, new, very modern building as a result. So for example, Pires, it's also very basically, this is the apartment in Pires. Pires is a very popular area in Greece. Pires, it's a port city, port area in Athens, and there are a lot of concentration of tourists because Pires, it's a main port from where all the tourists basically they are traveling to the rest of the islands of Greece. So this type of property in Pires, and these are the pictures how the building will be looking from inside and which facilities and infrastructure it's going to have. Beautiful pool on the rooftop along with some gardens. I think it's a very beautiful project. So, and I would say that the majority of such rebuilt, reconstructed projects are very beautiful, very modern, and they will be definitely having a very higher demand for rentals. Another apartment, serviced apartment, hotel in Pires, very good project for all those who are not looking to use this property but happy to rent it out. So serviced apartment is going to do good. Again, some facilities from inside. This is probably the bar or restaurant area. This is the face of the building. Another project in Pires, apartments in Greater Athens for obtaining a residence permit. So as you can see, the way the developers rebuilt the building are fully corresponding to the new modern wave of building construction, which is really good and beautiful. As you can see, they are all under the construction. The delivery is May 2025. I would say it's just like another 6 months and this building is going to be delivered, which is quite quick. And basically the last file is basically why Athens, why to trust Athens. As I said from the beginning of our webinar, Athens is a company which has been in the market for a very long time, and actively we're doing, let's say, international immigration probably for the last 15 years. And for 15 years, we got a very strong reputation as a company which has been established in London, and now we're having a head office in Dubai, and we have clients literally from all over the world. I mean, I can't even, let's say, not remember any country we never dealt with. I mean, we always have a very different nationalities in our portfolio. So the thing is that Athens, it's a company which is always motivated by delivering the end result. For us, it's very important to commit our job to the point the client is happy, he got his passport or his residency card, and he is happy to the point that he can refer and bring us more and more of his relatives, of his friends. So that's why we're always working for the sake that the client, the happy client, brings us a lot of other clients, which we're also going to be driving them happy. So this is the idea of Athens. In Athens, I would say, if we're speaking about immigration sector, we're a top 10 companies. So that's why I think to have top 10 nomination, it's a quite strong reputation. And another very important thing, if we're speaking about recently we got a reward basically for Athens also having the top sales in 2024. This is also was denominated to Athens. And I have seen here a few questions, I think. Okay. There are no questions. Okay. No questions. It's basically just our admin is sharing the contacts of mine. Yes, so basically was all my presentation, which I wanted basically to address to you is basically Greece Golden Visa. And I would say it's a very great chance for all those who are looking basically to get any sort of European residency at lowest possible threshold. So 250, it's really the lowest one. And basically to predict how long this 250 option is going to be active, I cannot, but all those who wish to get European residency, it's a very good opportunity. And as I have shown you, it's a very good property options which can be purchased in 250. So that's why if you have more questions or you have specific points to discuss, you can always DM me. And to request for the private consultation, all consultations in Athens, they are absolutely free. You are not basically obligated to commit with us. I mean, we can just simply have a good chat and I will be happy to provide you with any sort of advice I can give you. So thank you so much for your time, and it was a pleasure having you. I hope this webinar was at least somehow useful for you and you got something new today. Thank you so much. My name is Susanna Uzakova, and it was a pleasure spending last 30 minutes with you. Thank you.